I'm all spazzy tonight. All right. It is. Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
I say that every time. My wife goes, why do you always say it's cool music? Because it's cool music. Skip happens, what it is. And we are live, and thank you for joining us tonight. And wow, I'm really pumped about this episode because the whole idea behind everything we're going to talk about tonight is amazing. And it's amazing what has become of On My Team 16. And with me tonight is Jordan Sheridan and her little brother, Jack. I said little brother. Is that all right? I don't know. Hey, guys, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome to the, you're welcome. It's an honor to have you here. This is the man cave.
It's nice.
This is where I hide. Jack, keep this in the back of your mind someday. It's pretty cool. You know, you got a door up there. You can shut everybody off. You come down and play and everything. How cool is that? But welcome.
Thanks.
And tonight we're talking about On My Team 16, which, I don't know much. And I'm going to let you tell everybody what is On My Team 16, Jordan.
So On My Team 16 is a Syracuse-based nonprofit organization that I founded after my brother Jack beat leukemia. And what we do is we raise money through athletics to comfort and support pediatric oncology patients, families, and caregivers.
Mm-hmm. And you do this all because of what Jack went through. And how long ago was that, Jack, that you had leukemia?
So I was diagnosed in May of 2014, and I finished treatments in September of 2017.
And how did you get to that? How did you know you had leukemia? I mean, why did you go to the doctors? What was going on?
So it probably started, ironically, around the same time my high school spring season started.
You talk about baseball.
Yeah,
Jack is a baseball player.
Baseball
He's a junior at Lemoyne.
Correct. Yep.
Kicking butt, I might add.
So, so I had worked really hard and got in great shape going into the spring season, and tryouts came, and I did really well in tryouts and everything, and made the varsity team.
Varsity team when you were a freshman, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Right? That's
yeah.
like, wow, dude, you're
So
good.
I was doing pretty well, and then all of a sudden, in a few of the workouts we had during practices and stuff, I noticed I wasn't keeping up with all the other kids like I should have been, like I was coming into the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of just brushed that off as I was just tired that day, or just wasn't feeling normal. So gradually the season went on and on, and then it was actually my little sister's birthday. At this point, which was May 18th, at this point it was pretty difficult for me to walk up the stairs without losing my breath at school.
No kidding. Wow.
Running out to third base, which is where I played when I'm not pitching.
Where were you? Did you go to? It was CBA.
CBA, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like I was just out of breath doing short runs like that. And my mom and dad were aware of it at this time, but they thought it was something like mono or Lyme's disease or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now that on my little sister's birthday, May 18th, I pitched a game in Utica Proctor. I started the game, and I think I had like a no-hitter going through like 3 innings.
Wow.
But then in the 4th inning, my coach pulled me because he saw like I
You
was
were
just
struggling?
drained.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still doing really well, but he just saw I was sort of laboring out there. So he pulled me after 4 innings. And then immediately after I stopped pitching, I just sort of like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I had no life in me. Was just so like weak and fatigued.
Tired.
Yeah.
Just wanted to sleep all the time and all that.
Yeah. So in the car ride home, I remember we stopped for food. I didn't feel like eating anything.
Oh wow.
We got home that night, and I just pretty much took a shower and went to bed. And then the next morning, I couldn't move. I was sore everywhere. I had like a fever, I had night sweats, all of that stuff.
Wow.
So I think that was Memorial, or that was like a weekend. I think it was like a Sunday. So then my mom and dad finally decided to go and get some blood work done or take me into my pediatrician. So they did that that following week. But it was still not the 29th. So that a whole nother week went by. So it was like the 22nd, or actually like more like the 25th or 26th. And I think I went in for blood work like 3 days in a row maybe.
Wow.
And then finally on the 29th, I was actually in gym class, 8th period, so towards the end of the day. And that night, we were also supposed to play in the sectional championship game.
Oh, my goodness.
So the nurse came in and got me from gym and was like, hey, your mom's going to come and pick you up. She didn't tell me why or anything. And I was just like, oh, gosh.
And you were thinking, I got a game to play.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't take me out of school right now.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly. That's the only reason I went to school.
Yeah.
So I could go play the game. Because
we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
If I didn't go to school, I wouldn't have been able to go to the game and play. So
that's true. Okay.
So yeah, the nurse came into gym class and got me, brought me into her office, and I waited for my mom to come and get me, and finally she did. And she didn't tell me at first until we got into the car, and we're about halfway to the hospital. And I noticed when I got in the car there was like a duffel bag packed, and so like I kept saying like what's going on, and finally she said the doctors think you have leukemia.
Oh my God.
We're going to the hospital to get checked in.
Wow.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a stupid question, but what did you think when your mom told you that? Just no, this can't happen to me. No, that's got to be wrong, right?
Yeah, it was just denial, and I was sort of like speechless, and breath sort of like took the breath away from me.
How was your mom? She like, was it hard to tell you?
Yeah, I'm sure she didn't really show it. I think she was just trying to like hide.
Well, moms got to do what they got to do, and they have that instinct to
my dad
be a mom and not really show.
Yeah,
but when they get alone, they show it. Believe me.
My dad that morning, I think, had left for a business trip. So she called him, and as soon as he found out, he turned around and met me at the hospital a few hours later.
Now, how long were you in the hospital? Explain your journey through that part of it.
Yeah. So the first night I was diagnosed, I was there for, I think, 5 or 6 days. So I was given chemo that night. That first night I got there, they started chemo. And then I think the next day they put a port in me, which is used to like access
for your
me
treatments.
and give me medicine and everything. So I think I was there for like 5 or 6 nights that first stay.
And what was this? Was Golisano?
Yeah, that's where I got everything done.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're very lucky to have that here.
Yeah, we are.
It's such a great children's hospital, and they have such good doctors and everyone. But so after that, I was on a treatment plan that called for weekly treatments once a month for basically a year. So from the end of May until it was about the end of April, I got chemo treatments once a week.
Did you go back home and then have to go back and forth?
The first like 2 or 3 months, it was I got to go home or go in and then go home.
What about school? Were you able to go to school? Was that difficult?
So I tried, but I literally went for one day and got sick because my immune system was so weak. So after that, and then I think it like almost put me in the hospital.
Oh my goodness.
My immune system was just so low. So after that, we all decided, let's just have the tutor come to the house and teach me. We also decided to not really worry about getting all of my classes done in 1 year.
That's not a priority. When you're going through something like this, forget about that.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. It's hard to accept, probably. You think you have to do these things, and no, I've got to go to school. I've got to get this done. I've got to do that. But really, you come to learn that.
So yeah, I did weekly treatments for about the first 3 months until the beginning of school, actually, and then I had to do a cycle. I forget what the specific name of it is, but it's where you go in. So I would like go into the hospital on a Friday. And they'd give me this really high dose chemotherapy that they have to administer to you over 24 hours because it's so like potent. They can't give it to you all at once. So they slowly like drip it through an IV into you. So I had to do that on, I think it was like 4 separate occasions.
24 hours at a time?
Yeah.
So you'd be in a bed or a chair and they would just...
Yep.
So sleep, everything in that one position.
And then... So once the chemo was done, after the 24 hours, they had to monitor you for another like 36 hours to make sure all the chemotherapy and everything was out of your system and your kidneys weren't in danger of being compromised or whatever. So I had to do that kind of like cycle 4 times.
Wow.
And then it went back to weekly treatments for the next like 6 months.
What was going through your mind? And maybe I don't want these questions to sound dumb, but I'm really curious. What was going through your mind when you were getting these treatments? Were you?
I really just try to take it day by day.
Yeah.
Because if I thought like long term, like, geez, I can't wait to get past the weekly treatments. It was just like so far out, and I just tried to find like things that I enjoyed doing that I still could do. I couldn't really play baseball anymore at the time, but
They had to be driving you nuts.
oh yeah,
Knowing your background a little bit, they'd had to be like, wow, I need to get back.
yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah, I just try to find little things that I enjoy doing to keep me occupied.
So how long did all this treatment go? How long did it take you to be free of all this?
So leukemia is kind of different.
Please explain. I do not know.
Yeah.
So it's a cancer of the blood.
Okay.
So what happens is, you basically make too many, I think it's red blood cells, or no, too many white blood cells, and they like overcrowd and start like drowning out the good ones. So that explains why like no oxygen.
Right, and that would why you were so
Right.
exhausted, tired,
Yeah.
fatigued.
Yep. So I actually went into remission pretty quickly, which is determined by like the percent number of
Right.
cancer cells you have in comparison to the healthy ones. So I actually went into remission within the first couple months, thankfully, and that's what determined that I wouldn't need a
Bone marrow
transplant.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is also a good thing.
Yeah.
If you can avoid
So you didn't.
those,
Yeah, you didn't have that done.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank
so
goodness.
yeah, if you can
Okay.
avoid those, it's usually a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I went into remission within the first couple months, and then after that, it was sort of basically like, this is what the research shows. If you do treatment for this amount of time, the percent chance of it coming back is like only like 5% or something like that.
Wow.
So this is like, for leukemia, the treatment plan is pretty much universal across the country, in my situation at least.
Wow. So how long did when you found out you were? Well, you're how
So-
old now?
I am 21 now.
Okay.
So from 15 to almost 19, I was in chemo treatments.
In and out.
The first year was like once a week, and then after that, it went to maintenance, which is where I would go in once a month and get chemo treatments. And that wasn't actually too hard because it was just a smaller dose of chemo and stuff.
I don't know if I could go through what you've been through. I don't know how many people could really go through that. Of course, you've got no choice.
Yeah.
You have to do that. But when you think about it, and I'm just, I don't know, that had to be so hard. So
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But
thank God we have a place like Galisanos, and thank God we
Absolutely,
have those
yeah.
doctors, and we have those people that are in contact with other people to find out what is the best treatment for
Yeah.
you. So
absolutely.
And a unique stat actually about leukemia is that males have to go through treatment for, which we didn't know before. We just thought, like you said, the universal plan.
Sure.
But it's males 3 years and then females only 2 years. So because of him being a boy, he
Right.
had that extra year.
And do
where
we
he
know
had to
why that
get
is? Or
I think
Can,
it's
like,
just
hide and, like,
reproductive
yeah, just,
stuff, but it was
okay.
just
Okay, I got you.
that was a stat we found out, which I thought was pretty
Yeah.
unique
I
because they
had
create
no
those
idea.
universal plans,
Sure,
but every
sure.
body is so different. It's
So
crazy.
you're free and clear now.
Yeah, now I actually had my checkup.
Now you're just
2
throwing
days ago.
baseballs.
Yeah, throwing baseballs now.
I love it. So I mean, how often do you go now? Just you must
So
go on a
now
regular
it's-
basis to be looked at. tested.
Now it's every 3 months.
Every 3
so
months.
For the first year, when I was done with treatment, it was once a month, I think. And then it went to every 2 months after the first year, and now it's every 3 months.
We're talking with on Skip Happens, and it's one of our serious podcasts because I got Jack Sheridan in the Skip Happens studio, and his sister Jordan. And Jordan is the founder of On My Team 16, and it's all because of what Jack has been through with leukemia. Back, you said you were like 15.
I was 15.
Yeah. And now you're 21, and you've so far so good, and I'm sure it's going to stay that way. And Jordan, let's talk to you a little bit. Tell me now, On My Team 16, you started this obviously because of your brother, and explain all that.
Yeah, so when Jack was going through treatment for those 3 years, we just saw as a family how many people from the community supported us, supported Jack, reached out to us, offered to make us meals, send us gift cards, cover our gas, pay for things at the house, help me and my little sister with things when my parents were in the hospital, and just really reached out to us to comfort us. So once Jack was done, I wanted to create something to do the same thing for kids who were in the same position, Jack, and the same families who were in the same position as our family. We were in the hospital a couple times where there would be kids sitting by themselves getting treatment and stuff like that. And we just really didn't want anyone to be alone going through what Jack did. So we just really like to be there to comfort and support them through this journey and through this process. And being athletes, all of us, and coming from a very athletic-based family and
Sure.
really involved in sports, we wanted to tie that in somehow. And that's where the athletes come in, where it's On My Team 16 is like a fantasy league for charity where you
So
can
awesome.
pick your favorite sports teams, pick your favorite athletes, watch them perform, and then donate based off of how they do or what stat you watch or how many strikeouts they get and stuff like that. So it brings in athletics while also making a difference.
And how long ago did you start this? I want to say it was just a couple of years ago that you came into the radio station.
Yeah.
And sat down with us and
Yeah,
kind
so
of, and then,
it was actually just our third birthday a couple of days ago. So
Okay.
it's been 3 years, and I've been working on it since Jack obviously was deemed cancer-free. So there's been a long process with it, but we're actually about 3 years old now.
wow. It's amazing. Well,
Yeah,
happy
it's a
birthday
lot of
down
fun.
my Team
Thank you.
16.
Yeah, thank you.
And I've noticed it's growing. And I don't think you talked about, helping other families in this
Mm-hmm.
situation, but I don't think anybody really realizes until they're in that situation,
Yeah,
that you need help, that, and I'm sure it doesn't matter who you are or what your financial background is or whatever, you are going to need help.
yeah,
You need help
definitely.
with so many different things because you're so busy.
Yeah.
Taking
and
care
that's
of
why
what
I
needs
think
to be
it's,
taken care of.
It's so rewarding too when people who haven't necessarily been through it donate
Mm-hmm.
to On My Team 16 because they don't necessarily understand what these families are going through, but they're willing to trust us enough to donate to us and to make that difference. So
And
it's even more satisfying.
You have your website on myteam16.com, which
Yep.
and you can donate right through there. So if you're
Yeah.
watching this podcast or you watch it down the road, because it's going to be online forever.
Yeah.
It's the internet. It'll be there long for many years.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But donate and your events. I have to say, we went to the bartending event. I took my son and my wife just before Christmas, I believe.
Yep, yeah.
That's when we met Jack and Pat Corbin was there.
Yep.
What's your relationship with these professional players? That's amazing. And how did you
Yeah.
get those players to come in and help you?
Yeah, so I'll let Jack speak on behalf of Pat because Pat actually reached out to Jack when he was
Very
first
cool.
diagnosed, which is kind of cool.
Not kind of. That's
yeah.
very cool.
yeah,
Very
he's,
cool.
He's awesome.
And he's from,
been great.
it's from the area.
Yeah.
So,
So what was
yeah.
that?
So how did all
So-
that go?
I played travel baseball for the same organization that Pat did.
Oh, okay.
Syracuse Sports
Okay.
Zone.
Yeah. Yep.
So there was a fundraising event in I think December or January of 2014, which was like 5 or 6 months after I was diagnosed, and Pat was supposed to go there to like sort of draw people to the fundraiser event. And so I happened to go. I was not really feeling up to it, but my mom and dad sort of thought it would be good to have for everyone to see me there and know that their money was what their money was going to.
Right.
And Pat just pulled me aside. I was just sitting on the field, I think, and there's a cool picture of us just sitting on the turf field talking. So he just basically pulled me aside, introduced himself, and just started talking to me, and like had me tell him my story. And he actually brought a backpack full of like goodies. It was baseball signed by him,
How
batting
cool, man.
gloves,
How cool.
like shirts, all sorts of stuff.
Now he's a world champion,
Yeah.
and for him to show up and 10 bar and support you, man, that means so much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
about a week later, before he headed back to Phoenix to get ready
Mm-hmm.
for spring training, he said, "If you're feeling up to it, let's go to dinner. Me, my it was his fiance at the time.
Very nice.
And your family." So we ended up going to dinner, and at the end of the dinner, he said, "Hey, like, if you're feeling better, why don't you come out for opening day in Arizona this year?"
For spring?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, sure enough, I had just finished my weekly treatments and had a little bit of a break before my
Jumped on a plane and
yeah went
love
down
it.
to Arizona, met him, got to go on the field.
Was that the first time you've ever attended a spring training?
Well, it was actually it was a regular season opening
Oh, was
day
it?
game. Yeah. Not
Oh,
spring
okay. With the
training.
Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. With
Yeah.
the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. So it was actually
Pretty cool.
opening day.
Very
for-
cool.
Yeah, it was so cool. I think they were playing the Giants, so I got to meet Buster Posey, Bumgardner, all those
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very,
It was
very
so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the friendship sort of just blossomed from there.
That's cool. You guys keep in touch too, obviously.
Yeah.
So
he was just down there for the World Series game for the Nationals, watching him. Yeah,
you went to the game.
Yeah.
I looked at prices, and I wasn't about to pay $2,000 for a seat.
It was crazy.
I had the best seat in the house, and it was on my couch in front of the large screen. But it was an exciting series.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah. So you're pitching.
Yeah.
And you said you started throwing.
Yep.
Well, no, you went through the motions yesterday, but you're going to actually.
First practice was yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm blown away by this whole thing. It's so awesome. You know, a lot of the guys. I'll tell you something. I don't know if you know this, and now everybody else is going to know this too. But this room that has been converted into my studio, many of the Washington Nationals players have stayed in this room.
Really?
And we house a lot of the players when they come through, or we did for years. This past year is the first time we have not done that since they've gone with the Mets. But a lot of those guys that played in the series, they stayed in this house.
Awesome.
So,
so
Michael
cool.
A. Taylor was here. Well, Dustin Hood didn't. Adrian Sanchez stayed with us for 2 years. Paulo Espino is a pitcher. He's down in the minors now with Fresno, but he stayed here. We stay in touch, and it's really cool. We're like family.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Very cool.
this is and that's, you see the bat. That's Adrian's bat, and some of these balls came from, they just leave things laying around.
Yeah.
So they're not the. Well, I'm probably worse, but you trip over a baseball or a bat or something. But so you're at Lemoyne. I mean, everything is good with you. You just go for the checkup, which is great. We've got On My Team 16 working to support those families in need, and you can go to the website to On My Team 16. Jordan, you just over the top with this, and so passionate and so dedicated, and it's pretty obvious why.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
anybody in your shoes, I think, you're just a great person overall.
Thank you.
And meeting your family at that bartending event was just so awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a family affair on my Team 16, that's for sure.
And what's going on now with on my Team 16? I know we're trying to raise money, so if you're watching this, you can always go to the website and give.
Yeah.
But what else do you have things coming up?
Yeah, so we don't have any events coming up right now that we know of, but we are planning a few different donation days. Hopefully we'll go down to Key West and actually make a donation with Pat and his wife Jen at a hospital down there. We were just
Very
in
cool.
Fort Myers at the Galisano in Fort Myers making a donation to them. So we're starting to spread our wings a little bit and make connections with a few other hospitals around the country, but obviously our roots are here in Syracuse because of the treatment Jack received at the hospital here and because of all the kids and families we personally know who are getting the treatment here.
Right.
But we're definitely starting to expand a little bit, which is really exciting.
Cool. Have you, either one of you or both of you, have gone and spoken at different events, or you talk about On My Team 16 and Jack being a survivor? And
yeah, so you spoke at like Autothon, I think, a couple of times.
Very cool.
My mom spoke at the Relay for Life at Syracuse, which was pretty cool and pretty big.
Yep.
Last year I spoke at the St. Baldrick's event at Kitty Hoynes, which was pretty cool because that one I thought was unique, and I guess Autothon too, because we're from a different charity, but we're all raising money for the same thing. So we can collaborate on those kind of things, which I think is really cool about the Syracuse community.
And we have, like I've mentioned already, we have that great hospital, Galisano's. And but have you ever been to St. Jude? Have you gone out there at all or anything? It's just amazing. I mean, and because they all share information, that's why I was asking.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. what they do.
Fortunately, he didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
but,
no, exactly. But I don't know if you've seen the hospital or if you had a chance to.
We haven't yet. We've made a couple of donations to
Yes,
St. Jude,
yes.
but we haven't expanded there yet, no.
Wow. On My Team 16, make sure you check it out. It's online, onmyteam16.com. Now I want to talk baseball. See, that put a smile on Jack's face. I love it. That's why I put the baseball down in front of you. But tell me about what's been going on with you. So you're back. You're ready to play. You're a junior at Lemoyne.
So the middle of my or beginning of my freshman year, I guess, in the spring, I actually did some damage to my elbow.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Too young to have that happen, dude.
Yeah.
Did that scare you?
Well, I actually had to have surgery. So
All right, that would have scared it.
Tommy John.
Was it?
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
Dude, he just turned 21.
No.
But I have heard that, with Tommy John, some players even have it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not me.
No, but how you feeling?
No, I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I basically missed all of last year, redshirted. And then I just was through a throwing program that went through the summer, and then I was able to pitch again this fall, and then should be good to go this
Should be
spring.
good to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring my son out to watch it.
Yeah.
Zach, my
That'll be
Zach
awesome.
would be like,
Yeah.
he loves that stuff.
They're
Lives
fun to
and sleeps it.
watch.
Yes, they are.
I'm on a warm day. though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Getting in
Zach has not missed more than a half a dozen baseball games with the minor league here in town, whether it's was Chiefs and then, of course, now the Mets. And but it's amazing. So how fast do you throw? What's your fastball? 92, 93?
I wish.
Okay. 89? I'm a radio guy.
I'm usually like in the low 80s.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And you're working up to it.
Yeah, I'm more
Movement.
like off-speed pitches, change up,
Okay.
curveball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more of my like bread and butter kind of.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, see that ball?
Yeah.
So, people that have watched this already know what I'm going to ask.
How do I throw?
No. Grab that ball there. Yep. What's it? Does it say Major League on it?
Yes.
Okay. So that when you get to the major leagues, you'll be throwing, and which won't be long. But there's a difference between these two baseballs. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Do you know it?
Aren't the seams different?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And the only way we knew is because I had to have a pitcher tell me.
Yeah.
And they're the opposite.
Yeah.
And I think the major league is a little bit tighter.
The seams are a lot smaller.
Yeah.
It's definitely a disadvantage for the pitchers.
Really?
Yeah. It's easier to like get more spin on like your breaking balls and stuff with bigger seams.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because once when they're down on rehab, of course, they got to throw with the major league balls.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right. You got me. It's pretty awesome. So you got another year. Are the scouts, are you being watched? What's your deal? What's going on? I want to say that, hey, I had Jack Sheridan in on my podcast years ago. Look at him now. He's the world champion.
So I'm a junior at Lemoyne.
Yeah.
Should finish up school next year, and then I'm actually hoping to go to law school.
Very
once I'm
cool.
done at Lemoyne.
It's a lot of school. That's like
Yeah.
going to be a doctor. You just
Yeah.
go for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It seems like, but no, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So what are you majoring in right now?
Right now I'm a business management
Okay.
leadership
Okay.
major.
Then you go and move on. Law
Hopefully.
school.
He wins every argument, so he'll be good at it.
What kind of argument? What do you mean?
Just any bicker or anything like
he's
that.
got it, so he would make an
If you
excellent
ask-
attorney.
If you ask my younger sister Charlie, she would be the ultimate testament to him winning every argument.
Maybe she's
for
watching
sure.
right now. And
She
she's
might
probably
be.
going, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. You guys are just amazing. What you've done, both
Thank
of
you.
you,
Thank
and
you.
the baseball thing, and a lot of people aren't as fortunate as you.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, and you're a great, what I want to say, a great person to go and say, see, I'm free. This is me.
Yeah.
And I went through it. It's a long road, but once you get through it, things are good, you know?
Yeah.
And then when you got a sister like Jordan, Jack,
For
this is
sure.
what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Is that how those meetings went?
Put him to work.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Usually it's Jack, are you free to do this this time, or this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you, Jordan was, I saw your Facebook, you were in Florida running the
Yes.
5K or what was
I
that?
ran the marathon.
The marathon, I don't
yeah.
see, I don't-
I wish it was a 5K.
Yeah, I have no idea. How far is a marathon? You did.
26.2 miles.
Wow. Jack, what'd you think of that?
I couldn't believe it.
He was there watching.
Yeah?
I was
Yeah,
there
Yeah.
he was
watching.
there cheering me on.
There are a lot of
yeah.
famous people in that
Yeah, there
marathon
were a
as
lot
well.
in that one,
and
yeah.
at Disney,
Who
how
was
many?
the famous? Didn't you
Tiki
say?
Barber ran
Tiki
it.
Barber and
You were saying Scotty
McCreery was
ran
there.
it, yeah.
You know, I'm seeing these pictures pop up on Facebook and in the show prep that we get, and I'm going, "Hey, Jordan
Yeah.
was there."
Then there's me. Yeah.
But I don't know if you would know, like Scotty. He's probably just in his shorts
yeah,
and a
no.
t-shirt. You wouldn't know it was him.
And I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna
Sweating
get through it, so I'm focusing on
Yeah.
just that.
What's
so.
the to run in a marathon like that? How do you prepare?
For that one you had to submit like a half marathon time, so I submitted that, and then it was about 4 or 5 months of training for it. I definitely could have trained more, but I knew I wasn't trying to go win it, so I just wanted to say that I finished
You just wanted
it.
to run it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
So-
where you end up as long
Yeah,
as you ran it.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, and I said I finished, and I'm definitely hoping to do another one though.
Now, was it right on the Disney property? I know the pictures I
Yeah.
saw were, but did you leave the property at all and then come back around? Or
So we left the property a little bit, but only to
Okay.
go to another park. So we actually went through all of the parks, which was pretty cool because you got to see, like, I got to go through the castle at Magic Kingdom and then go through the water park and
You
buy
ran
the
through the
Epcot.
castle.
Yeah, by the big Epcot ball. So it was pretty cool. Definitely,
that's
you got to
awesome.
stop and take pictures with characters along the way if you wanted, and
well, then you lose time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I didn't stop many times. I only stopped once,
Yeah.
but.
And how long did it take you to do?
So my goal was 5.5 hours, and it took
Okay.
me just under 6.
Excellent.
But they were saying, I use this as an excuse to make me feel better, but they were saying because of the heat, usually it's like 65, 70 degrees, and it was 86 that
I was going to
day.
ask you about the weather. It was
Yeah.
because it's been cold, and it's cold in Florida right now.
Yeah, so they actually cut off a good chunk of people who ran because it was getting too hot, and they didn't let them go through the last park and finish
Really?
because it was too warm. Yeah,
The humidity goes up a little bit
Yeah,
too.
it was
It's all
hot.
different.
yeah, but
Wow,
it was
that is
good.
so cool. I was following you on
yeah,
Facebook.
thank
I
you.
saw your pictures.
Yeah, it was
and-
a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really awesome. So the whole fam went? The whole family?
So my mom and Jack went, my brother's girlfriend, and then my husband, and then a lot of my friends went down to support me and
now,
stuff.
your
so.
husband's an athlete as well, right?
He, yeah, well, I guess he's still one, yeah. But he played,
Okay.
he played basketball at Lemoyne,
Okay.
as well.
I know he's pretty
played-
tall. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody sees everything on Facebook.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he is pretty tall.
that's awesome, though.
Yeah,
That's
He's
awesome.
a huge help, that's for sure.
Yeah. You guys shooting hoops at all? You throw the baseball, he tosses the
Yeah,
basketball.
He always says he thinks he can throw a baseball 85. I don't
Really?
know. Yeah,
Put
he
him
hasn't-
to the test.
He hasn't thrown a baseball in like 7 years, and he thinks he can. Just,
You know, dude, he's your brother-in-law. I would put him to the test.
Yeah.
I mean, he brings it up probably once a
Oh,
week
all
to
the
me,
time.
saying,
Good,
"When am I
good.
going to do this?"
You should. And, we'll get a hookup over here at the stadium. We'll get the speed gun, and we'll do it.
Oh, I'm in for that.
We would do it. We would do that. So, but this all started out tonight chatting about On My Team 16, and just to bring it back around, it's Jack Sheridan, Jordan. Jordan is the founder of On My Team 16. Jack is her little brother. And are you the youngest?
No.
No.
The little sister's the youngest.
Oh, okay.
Charlie.
You guys fight all the time? The sister thing?
I don't think it's not like
No?
mean-spirited fighting.
No,
It's
I
like
know.
back and
Yeah.
forth and-
Yeah. Well, I came from, there were 4 kids in my family, but now I got the grandkids.
Were you
so-
middle child?
I was second oldest.
Okay.
Then I have a brother just under me, and then I have a sister just under my brother.
Okay.
So, yeah. But we're all old. What I'm telling you is I go through my years ahead. I want to watch you. I want to see you on that ball field. And I want to know that, number one, you beat the odds on this. And number 2, you're going to be a star, dude.
Thank you.
I know you are.
Thank
I know
you.
you are. So, anything else? On My Team 16, when you watch this, please donate, please give, do whatever you can do, and keep an eye on the website and the Facebook,
Yeah.
because you will have events down the road.
Yeah, we'll start sharing them all coming up. We're
Yeah.
always brainstorming. If anyone has any ideas for events or people who want to participate, anything like that.
You know,
let
that
us know.
bartending event was so cool because Pat Corbin was there, as we mentioned. I just had a brain fart.
Scott
There
Blewett.
was
Scott Blewett. And now,
Yeah.
how does a pitcher have a name like Blewett?
Yeah, I never
my
thought
dad
about
always
that.
mentions that.
Really?
Yeah.
Think about it. He's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is good. Yeah.
All
On
of the
the-
athletes
on the
we work
mound,
with are
Scott
so
Blewett.
nice.
So,
Yeah, they're all amazing. The athletes.
what's
we
your
work
number?
with.
Baseball.
Number 27.
You've been at 27 all through? Do you keep the
Lemoyne,
same
yeah.
number? And then,
Um,
well, you don't know what's going to happen.
So that's where the
afterwards.
16's from, actually.
Yes,
So
tell me.
So he was 16 at CBA when he was diagnosed. So that's where the 16 came from. And then the 2 colors, the orange is obviously the color for leukemia. And then the purple is pancreatic cancer. And it was for one of our family friends and an old baseball coach of Jack who passed away from pancreatic cancer. So we wanted to figure out a way to honor him. And I thought purple
Oh my
would be
God,
good.
that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
perfect. Is any history in the family? Anything like that?
Just
in
with
our family?
Yeah.
not-
just
I don't think
You know,
with
because I don't
leukemia,
know
but with
how
breast
that-
cancer. Is there
Oh,
leukemia?
on my mom's side.
yeah.
of the
My
family,
grandma
it's-
had breast
Yeah,
cancer.
so we
and
have
we
that
lost to my
running in the
grandma.
fam-
But
yeah,
I
that
think
same.
nowadays, if you have the gene, and my daughter does, she says she goes and
Gets
Yeah,
it.
just
definitely.
and keep an eye on that. And I guess it's almost anything nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, you see something on your skin, or you're feeling
Yeah.
tired, or you're, you know, something just doesn't feel right.
Our grandfather's always having like skin cancer spots cut
Yeah.
off of them and
Yeah,
stuff. But
that's not unusual. If you're out in the sun, you work in the yard,
grew
you
up
get.
in Southern California.
Well, that's
and
why.
Now he lives in Florida.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
But you got to wear
Yeah.
a shirt.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I've got the same situation going on. So I had to have, or I will have some stuff down here really quick.
Yeah.
And and then my wife's like, "See, I told you to wear a shirt when you're on the beach," but she's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides that, I don't want my gut to show. So. But yeah, well, thank you for coming by. Skip
thank you,
happens.
guys.
This is
Thank
cool,
you.
Thank you
huh?
so
This is
much.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys get a this is if you come on my show, the Skip Happens a podcast, you get to take home a
Cool
mug.
mug, yeah.
So yeah, I think they're kind of cool. I don't know
Yeah.
if you take
Definitely.
take
Drink
the school.
coffee. Really
cool
No,
guy.
if he's taking it to college, beer,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
beer, or let's see, what's the oh, maybe you shouldn't say this because we're live. Never mind. I know your sports. I get it. Your baseball, but everybody still has fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying. We all do that. But all right, this is Skip Happens, and of course Jordan Sheridan and Jack. And thank you for being here on my team 16. Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank
And
you
you
so
guys,
much.
you got to. We have events, or you have events. You guys got to come back, and we can hang out down here, and
Yeah.
we can talk
Yeah.
about your
That's
event. And it's going to record it. It's all going to be.
We'll get some
it's-
athletes in
it's-
here for you.
Yeah, well, you promised me that before, and it didn't
Yeah.
happen. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding. So, but no, it's fun. Yeah, no, we have, because I have the musicians in here. A lot of country artists come by. By the way, we're taking Skip Happens to Nashville. We're going to be there in February. And
Oh my gosh, so cool.
there's a radio seminar going on, but we are going to do Skip Happens daily from Nashville with a
Wow,
lot of the
that's
artists.
awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah,
so I've
that's
already
awesome.
been talking to people about it and
Oh,
what we're
good.
doing. So that's
Good.
going to be cool. So
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
I think I leave the 18th and I'll be back on the 22nd.
Nashville
so.
is fun.
You've been there.
I have, yes.
What'd you
couple
love
of
about
times.
Nashville?
Just-
Everything.
yeah, yeah. Downtown Nashville is a ton of fun. The food is really good.
I remember you going now.
Yeah. We went. I don't even remember when I went, but it wasn't that long ago. But it's definitely a fun city. Yeah.
Where'd you hang? Did you walk the Broadway? Go
Yeah.
down on Broadway.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
go-
and we also.
We got our dogs.
yeah, we drove to Nashville, adopted our dogs, and then drove
What?
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have two
I
Irish
forgot about
setters.
that.
Really? You adopted them in
Well,
Nashville.
They were like bred there.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I think it
okay.
was,
So we
like,
picked him up.
So you picked them up and
Yeah.
brought them
It was
home.
a little
it was over
outside of
Thanksgiving-
Nashville.
Yeah, over
Yeah.
Thanksgiving break, actually.
But we ate like Thanksgiving dinner at one
A
of the
hotel.
Elvis Presley
Yeah,
bars,
restaurant, yeah.
and then we hung out at the hotel pool or something like that.
I love it. What a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But Nashville's a great city, and it's growing all the time. And you got to go back. Once you go once,
Yeah.
you got to go again.
It's a lot
so
of fun, yeah.
it's a lot of fun. You never know who you're going to see. You could be in the grocery
we actually
store. And,
made a donation to the Vanderbilt Children's Hospital
Very
down there
nice.
with a Nashville
Yes.
college around Nashville.
Yeah.
So we have
Yeah.
a few connections down there with on my team as well.
excellent. You're expanding, girl. Look
Yeah.
at you. Yes,
Yeah.
on my team 16. And good luck to you in the baseball.
Thank you.
Let's put everything else that happened behind you. Hopefully, we'll
for
never see
sure.
that ever again.
Yes.
But we want to see you again, and we want to see you on the
Yeah,
ball field. And Jordan, I know we'll be talking.
Yeah.
So, we'll be doing a lot together with the radio thing. And if you ever
Yeah,
need anything,
definitely.
you know who to talk to at the radio
Yeah.
station. Carol and
Thank
Heather
you.
are the best.
Yeah, they are.
They are. And Carol's your mom. Heather's a friend.
Yeah. They're both awesome.
Something goes wrong. I know because I hear it in my office. And she's like, I got to call Jordan.
Yep.
So, it
yeah,
is.
she's awesome.
It's so cool. Well, thank you for being here. Skip
thank
Happens.
you.
And tell your friends about it.
Yeah.
All right. High five, dude. You did
Thank
all
you.
right. Yeah. Cool.
Thanks.